This video will show you how to use the different tabs when using Let's Go Learn. After purchasing Let's Go Learn programs, you will be working with Let's Go Learn customer service and you will receive your teacher login. You will go to www.letsgolearn.com and go to the teacher parent login. On this page you'll be able to see some login tools with a system check that we recommend that you run on all computers before they are used to test students. You can also run a PDF report check to make sure that your reports will display properly on your screen. You will use your Let's Go Learn login. Most accounts are provided with a school code, but if you do not have one, then you can just leave that field blank. Click on Login. The first page that you come to is the Home tab. This screen is going to provide you with a lot of detailed support. First of all, you have your virtual support tours. If we click on that, it's going to open up a new window and you'll be able to see there are some videos. Often they're only about 30 seconds or a minute long. Things like performing a system check, how to get started, adding new students, etc. Other videos you can refer to are under Product Tours on the left-hand side. Click on Product Tours and you'll see that now you've got some videos that are covering the different assessments. So here's Dora, the Math, Adam, Pre-Algebra, etc. We also have some other product videos covering our Edge instructional programs and different videos on reports. Other materials on the Home tab are the tip sheets. If we click on tip sheets, it'll open up a new window, and again these are 1 or 2 page documents that will help you with how to use the program effectively. The final thing on this page is very important is on the bottom left hand side, which is testing, administration scripts, checklists and hints. You have a administration script for all the different products that we have. If we click on the Adam is going to give you a checklist of what teachers need to do before they administer the assessment. Need to make sure that the system check has been run on all of the computers. A lab technician might do that. Make sure that there are headphones and the audio is set at a good volume. Have scratch paper and pencils available, and we do not recommend that calculators are allowed. Most important is to make sure that students have a quiet post-assessment activity ready, so if they finish before their peers, then they have something quiet to do so they don't distract. Next is the script. So this is going to help you prepare your students to be able to take the assessment efficiently and correctly, effectively. Next we'll look at the script. This is going to be able to help you teach your students how to take the assessment effectively. One of the most important things is that students don't spend too long trying to answer one question. Especially with the Adam Basic Math Skills Test, we want to be sure that the students spend no more than about a minute on each problem. They're given sets of questions, so one wrong answer isn't necessarily going to affect their overall score. As an administrator, you can monitor the students. If students are taking too long on one question, tell them to guess and move on. It's really, really important that they don't get stuck on one question. Down here is a general guide of how long the assessment might take students to complete the Adam, and you should plan to break the assessment into multiple half to 1 hour sessions so that the students don't get too tired. The Class tab. This is where you can manage your students. You can add a new student if necessary. A lot of school districts will work with Let's Go Learn to add students into the system and create their logins, but you may need to add a student yourself. So to do that, you go to Add New Student. You do the student's first name, their last name, their date of birth, and their physical grade level. You will create a login and a password. The login is unique. It's a minimum of 6 characters and it's case sensitive. If you don't have a student ID number, we recommend you use the student's first name, last initial, and then their date of birth. The password will probably be the same for all of your students, and it's a minimum of 4 characters, and it is case sensitive. Your school code will be pre-assigned to your account, and it'll automatically fill in this field. You can then add the student into as many different classes as you want and click on Save, or save and add another. Students should only be added into the system one time. That's from year to year, no matter which teachers they're working with and regardless of which programs they're working on. On the class page, you can also look up the students' logins and passwords on this toggle button. It'll then display on the screen. You can print out the login list on the right hand side here. So click on Print Login List. There's a list format or a card format. You should use this before you're testing your students. Before a student can take the assessment, a teacher has to queue up the assessment. You can do this for an entire class by using View Class Queue, and then just simply clicking on Activate Atom or Algebra or Dora. This will queue up the assessment for all of the students in that particular class. If you need to queue up an assessment for one student, you can come to this Assessment Queue column, click on View Queue, and then simply add the assessment to the queue and save the changes. You can also add or edit a class. You can create a new class by clicking on Add Edit Class, give it a name, create the class, or you can make changes to the existing classes. Once your students have been assessed, you will click on the Assessment tab at the top and be able to go to the different products. So Dora, Phonemic Awareness, Dora Spanish, and then the 3 Math, Atom, Pre-Algebra, Algebra. So you just click on whichever tab you want and you'll be able to see your students' details. To view instruction, you click on the Instruction tab, and this will display all of the instructional programs you may have on your account. There are 3 for reading, Emergent Reader, Reading Edge, Comprehension Edge, and 3 for math, Math Edge, Pre-Algebra Edge, and Algebra Edge. Students must have completed an assessment before they will be able to be enrolled into one of the Edge programs. The Reports tab, this is going to help you run different reports for an entire class. Most of the reports that you find under the Assessment tabs will be individual student reports. This report section is going to help you with your class reports. If you need to find a student from your All Student roster and pull them into your class, you can go to the Manage tab and do Student Roster. Initially it'll take you to your particular roster, but you can go to the All Student roster if you wish, and then you can search for the student by first name, last name, grade or ID number, and then put them into your class. If you need to edit your login or your profile, you can go to your name and then edit profile, make whatever changes you need, and update to save the changes.